everybody, what's good? This is our boy Coach Malachi Williams, and you are now tuned to New Media Today USA. Let's go. All right, everybody, look, I'm gonna get straight to the point. I always wanted to know, why is Eddie Hearn so optimistic that this fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury can happen in June or July? If we can get this fight to happen in June or July, then we know that there's a two-fight clause. They're going to fight later on again this year, maybe November or December. But when you talk to Bob Arum, or when you talk to or you hear people like Frank Warren talk, they seem like they are so pessimistic. You know what I mean? And I noticed two things that Bob Arum and Frank Warren have in common. They are both old. Now, before I get involved deep into this video, y'all check out this merchandise. You see I got the hoodies here, right? The LDBC Killer hashtag with the New Media Today USA logo on it, where boxing really matters. I have it on the front and I have it on the back, as you can see. So, the link will be in the description below. If you want to purchase this merchandise, you can. You know what I mean? Just to let you know. This is an extra large. It's running kind of big. It does look big on me, but it is what it is. I just wanted to shoot a video so you guys can see it. And it has pockets right here. You can put your hands in here. But other than that, let's get to the point of the video. Now, Eddie Hearns is a very, very optimistic individual. That's what I love about Eddie Hearns. Notice, do you guys remember, when Eddie Hearns first started popping up on the scene over here in the U.S., notice he got a lot of hate. He was getting hate from the PBC. He was getting hate from Bob Arum. You see what I'm saying? The top rank. And you want to know why? Because they looked at Eddie Hearn as a major player. Now, PBC, and a lot of people in PBC said that Eddie Hearns will flop. He won't do good. You see what I'm saying? And most of that hate from the PBC came from a lot of the fighters in the PBC, mainly Beyonce Wilder. You see what I'm saying? Because he called Eddie Hearn all kind of slave masters and this and that, and yada, 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 yada. You know, Wilder plays the race card very well. Or when may I say, not very well. But anyways, back to what I was saying though. So this is why Eddie Hearn got a lot of hate. Eddie Hearn is putting together some big events. We had a Canelo Alvarez fight coming up with Billy Joe Saunders, and it's going to be in Dallas, Texas. So it's going to be in the AT&T Stadium, which is the land of Jerry Jones, the house of the Dallas Cowboys, which is great. And guess what? Texas is open to full capacity, so 70,000 people will be in attendance to watch this fight. Billy Joe Saunders is walking into a hostile environment, but it is what it is, baby. You signed up for this. So, now, Eddie Hearns is making big things happen. Now, if he's able to pull this off with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, he's one half of the equation. He is the optimistic one. He is the positive one. But Frank Warren, I'm looking at interviews with him on IFL TV. He looks bitter. He looks upset. He's mad that Eddie Hearns made this announcement about Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua signing the contracts for a two-fight deal. He said that they had an agreement that no one would say anything. They're supposed to keep their mouth closed and then make a joint announcement. Eddie Hearn apparently jumped the gun on that. So he didn't deny that he wasn't supposed to say anything. But listen, put yourself in Eddie Hearn's shoes. Every time you turn around, you have a reporter sticking a microphone in your face, asking you about what's going on with the Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury fight. And then you have Tyson Fury saying that, hey man, he don't know nothing about it. Hey, unless he get a bunch of money in his account, or whatever the case may be, he's going to move on. It looked like he was kind of flaking out. But really, Tyson Fury really wasn't flaking out. I think that was a very strategic move in order to get Eddie Hearn or somebody to jump out and put some clarity as it relates to this fight and what's going on. Even though Tyson Fury did say, you never know when I'm lying, or you never know when I'm telling the truth, basically saying that he acknowledges that he does lie, but Tyson Fury was playing head games with lies as it relates to this situation with the fight between him and Anthony Joshua going down for undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I love it, baby. I love it. And we can get both of these fights this year, baby boy. I'm telling you, I will be happy. This is a great fight for fight fans. What I love about Eddie Hearns is this. He's very positive. No matter how much the LDBC, the SLDBC, Slow Learning Disability Boxing Community, talk bad about Eddie Hearns because he represents Anthony Joshua and his brand. You see what I'm saying? No matter how bad they talk about him, he is still successful. Look at it. Bob Arum even said that Eddie Hearns he's gonna fail. He's not gonna be successful in America. Yada, yada, yada. He don't know nothing about the sport of boxing. Well, well, well. Eddie Hearns is still here. He has not failed. And it looks like Bob Arum is kind of the one tanking a little bit because he's defecating on his own fighters, like Terrence Crawford and stuff like that. So, neither here nor there. I say all that to say this. I really don't like the hate that Eddie Hearns is getting. Now, I'm not the one, to try to cap for a promoter, but I got to call a spade a spade. The man received a lot of hate. He received a lot of hate from the LDBC, the Alphabet Boys. They hate Eddie Hearns and Anthony Joshua. You see what I'm saying? And they hate Tyson Fury because he beat their fellow Wakandaite, Beyonce, Mr. Twerkalicious Wilder. So since he beat him down, they really hate him as well. So they don't like Tyson Fury, they don't like Anthony Joshua, and they don't like Eddie Hearn. And every time Eddie Hearn is successful, it makes them hate even more. So now, Eddie Hearn, you never hear him say anything negative about anyone. Now, Eddie Hearn, I have heard in the past, Daniel White said some bad things about Eddie Hearn. That's his promoter. And David Hay and stuff like that said some bad things about Eddie Hearn. But you never hear Eddie Hearn say anything bad about anyone. Eddie Hearn always takes the high road. And me, I'm the type of person, I always take the high road. It's very easy to be very pessimistic. It's very easy to be bitter, mad, angry all the time. That's the easy thing to do. But Eddie Hearns always look at the glass as being half full versus being half empty. You see what I'm saying? When you talk to Frank Warren, the glass is half empty. When you talk to Bob Arum, the glass is half empty. When you talk to Eddie Hearn, the glass is half full. Eddie Hearns is like, look, we're halfway there. All we have to do is do this, this, and this can happen. This is what happens when you're dealing with old, bitter men like Frank Warren and Bob Arum. Now, I have nothing bad to say about Frank Warren. Maybe I'll get an interview with him one day. Maybe I won't. I really don't care. If it happens, cool. If not, cool. I don't care. One thing about me, I don't clout chase for anything to try to get interviews. I don't do that. But I'm going to speak my mind on New Media Today USA Boxing. This is what I do, baby. I speak my mind. Now, as it relates to Eddie Hearn, I love Eddie Hearn. I like Eddie Hearn. I like promoters who like to make big fights happen. And this is what Eddie Hearns is all about. He's trying to make the biggest and best fights happen available. Now, and when it comes to putting fights together, you're going to have cooperation from both sides. You're going to have cooperation from one side. Let's say Eddie Hearns, he represents Anthony Joshua, right? And which we know he does. So Anthony Joshua, we know that he's going to get cooperation with Anthony Joshua. Now, when he's trying to make the fight happen with Tyson Fury, he's trying to make that work and he's trying to make that happen. Eddie Hearns doesn't harbor any ill will. He understands that this is the fight game. He learned a lot from his father. You see what I'm saying? So he understands that, look, this is what it is. This is the way it goes. You're going to get darts thrown at you. It's his job not to get emotional, not to overreact. Just keep your eyes focused on the prize and keep working and keep pushing through. And this is what I like about Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns is like a good boxer. He stands up and he put that check hook on you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like about Eddie Hearns. No matter how much or how bad the Alphabet Boys, you know what? Let me take the hoodie off, baby, because it's getting kind of hot in here. No matter how bad Eddie Hearns get hate from the Alphabet Boys, I mean the SLDBC, Slow Learner Disability Boxing Community, no matter how much they hate any of his fighters, no matter how much they hate any of his events, no matter how much Bob Arum hates Eddie Hearn, no matter how much Frank Warren hates Eddie Hearn. And he shouldn't hate Eddie Hearn because they are fellow Brits, but apparently all Brits do not get along. I get it, I understand it, but that's between you guys. I have nothing to do with that. I'm talking about Eddie Hearns as it relates to him being very optimistic about the Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury fight for undisputed heavyweight champion of the world going down this year. This is what I love. I like to see optimism. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of dumpy diapers going around on the internet. A lot of people saying, "Oh, this ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. Eddie Hearn tripping." So anytime they see something to where it looks like Eddie Hearns is going to fail, Bob Arum jumps up and down and gets happy because he wants Eddie Hearns to fail in America. Eddie Hearn came to the United States and he doing his thing. And of course the PBC, they don't want to see Eddie Hearn do well, but guess what? We'll see. I believe that Eddie Hearn will stand the test of time. I honestly believe that. And if this fight is pulled off, we're going to have to give thanks to Eddie Hearn, as well as Frank Warren, as well as Bob Arum. The reason why I say we're going to have to give them thanks, even though that they are being very pessimistic at the moment, the reason why I say we got to give them thanks, because these three men was able to come together and work together. Now, we do know that Barry Hearn, I guess he really don't dig Eddie Hearn too much. Not Barry Hearn, but Frank Warren, he really doesn't dig Eddie Hearn too much, and we know Bob Arum can't stand Eddie Hearn because he said it out of his own mouth. Bob Arum is what, 100 years old? No, he's 90 years old. He's old, he made enough money, and he's bitter. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. I don't like to be around old, bitter people. Eddie Hearns is younger. He's kind of like around my age. I'm 47. I think Eddie Hearn is a little younger than me. You know, he has that pretty boy smile. He's always optimistic. He always has good energy. And I like that. When you're dealing with a promoter, you want that. You want somebody who's going to fight and go to war. Now, I'm not saying that everybody that's on Eddie Hearns' roster is happy with Eddie Hearn, but again, let's say this here. Eddie Hearn is not a Don King, and I love Don King, I'm not going to lie, but Don King was a shrewd businessman. But he's not a Don King, and he damn sure ain't no Bob Arum, because Bob Arum is a shrewd businessman as well. And when you've been in the fight game that long, and you're that old and you're a promoter, you don't swindle a lot of fighters. You don't take advantage of a lot of fighters. So cut it out, Bob. Hating on Eddie Hearn ain't gonna do anything to help you because you're 90 years old anyways, and you're almost processing out. And I think that these old promoters need to get the hell out of the way. We need some fresh blood in the sport of boxing. And Eddie Hearn is fresh blood to me. Now, we do know his father, Barry Hearn, you know, held the mantle for a long time for Matchroom. But right now, Eddie Hearn is taking over that, and he's doing a damn good job in my eyes. He came to the States, and he's trying to put on some of the biggest events that you can put on. And hell, even De La Hoya really don't dig Eddie Hearn too much. But guess what? You guys got to understand something. These American promotional companies don't like Eddie Hearn because he's moving into their territory. He's snatching up some of these fighters. You see what I'm saying? And if anybody from the PBC had enough sense, they will understand that, hey, listen, stop, don't get caught up in this foolishness. Look at business for what it is. If Eddie Hearn can get you the kind of fights that you're looking for, get with Eddie Hearn. If Top Rank can get you the type of fighters that you're looking for, get with Top Rank. Whoever is going to give you the type of fight, or MTK Global. I love MTK Global. They are putting on some real good events. Shout out to Coach Asgey. Shout out to Billy Joe Saunders. Shout out to Tyson Fury. Shout out to Anthony Knock him out the box Joshua. You know what I mean? And hey, you know what? Even shout out to Beyonce Wilder. Because I do want to see you back in the ring. Just get away with all them damn excuses that you came with. And shout out to my main man, Terrence Crawford. But back to what I was saying as related to Eddie Hearn. I love his optimism. You see what I'm saying? I really do love his optimism. I love that. Because when it comes to a promoter, I want my promoter to be very, very optimistic. We don't need no pessimism. There's enough pessimism in the world today. And that's the problem. So, this is why I think that Eddie Hearn is very optimistic that this fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury can go down in June or July of this year. The first fight. I really believe that. And he's working very diligently behind the scenes. I really believe that Eddie Hearn will try to pull this through the best he can. You know what I mean? As long as you have the other parties involved that's fighting to make it happen as well. I think Frank Warren is fighting to make it happen, and I think Bob Arum is fighting to make it happen. You want to know why? Because these are old businessmen. And old businessmen like what? Old money. They like old money, they like new money. And their job is to try to generate as much revenue, money, and capital as they can. And no matter how much they don't like Eddie Hearn, they're going to have to work with Eddie Hearn. They're going to have to deal with Eddie Hearn. Because guess what? Eddie Hearn is the young, fresh blood, baby, in boxing. Now, he's been in it for a little bit, a while. He's not green. But I just love the fact that he's optimistic. Check this out, guys. You people in the UK, and even in the United States, but even in the UK, I want to stick to that specifically. When you hear Barry Hearn, when you hear Frank Warren talk, how do you feel when he talk? When they ask him to interview a question about the Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight, you get down in the press, don't you? You don't want to know why? Because when I look at IFL TV YouTube channel, and I look at the web, and I look at the YouTube page, and I look at the comments, they get a whole bunch of dislikes when Eddie Hearn, well not Eddie Hearn, but when Frank Warren is being interviewed, because Frank Warren is very pessimistic. He looks like he's very bitter. You see what I'm saying? But when they interview Eddie Hearn, they get a whole bunch of likes. The comments below are very positive versus when Eddie Hearn is on IFL and when Frank Warren is on IFL. They are very, very contrast. They're very different. You see what I'm saying? One is negative and dumpy diapers, a lot of dislikes. One is happy, optimistic, a lot of likes, and a lot of positive vibes in the chat below. You see what I'm saying? In the comment section. So this is what I love, man. The fight fans want to hear some good news. We don't want to hear any more bad news. We don't want to hear any more sad news. We want to hear some good news. You want to know why? Because we have an opportunity of a lifetime to have a fight between two UK giants. 169, 166, two UK giants. I mean, the battle of the UK Titans is what I like to call it. Hey, man, you know what? That's a good idea. I think this fight should be called the Battle of the UK Titans for the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. AJ knock him out the box, Joshua versus Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. I think that sounds pretty good. You know what, Eddie Hearn, you gonna have to cut me a check for this one, baby boy, because I just gave you a real good idea on what to name this fight. Also, Anthony Joshua, you're gonna have to cut me a little side deal because I just gave you a new nickname. Anthony, knock him out the box, Joshua. That sounds a whole lot better than AJ. AJ sound nice and sweet, but Anthony knock him out the box. Joshua sound a whole lot more gangster. You see what I'm saying? And when you're a boxer, I want to be like a marvelous Marvin Hagler. You see what I'm saying? I want to be gangster when I come in that ring. I want people to know what time it is or how it T.I. is, what time it T.I. is. You see what I'm saying? This is what we say in the state of Florida, baby, the Sunshine State. But other than that, guys, tell me, what do you think? Do you think I'm right in my assertion that Eddie Hearns should be optimistic because that would give fans encouragement and he will work hard and diligently to try to make this fight happen? Or do you think, no, man, you wrong, man. Frank Warren and Bob Arum is right for being pessimistic, for being dumpy diapers, and being negative anytime they get interviewed as it relates to the Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight? So which side are you on? Do you like optimism or do you like pessimism? Do you like happiness or do you like sadness? You guys let me know. Once again, it's that boy, Coach Malachi Williams. As you see, I got the merch on, baby. I have the merch on. Hashtag LDBC killer in the house. That's my name. No one on the internet is repping like me for banging on the LDBC. You see what I'm saying? I like YB, but I'm going to take it a step further. You see what I'm saying? I put my money where my mouth is. If you want the merch, please click on the link below. You can get your sweaters, baby. You know what I mean? We have small, we don't have large. We don't have medium and large, but we have small, extra large, which is what I have on, double X and double X. You know what I mean? So anyways, guys, please let me know what do you think. Please like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel because we are trying to grow. We're on the road to 10,000, baby. Once again, it's that boy, Coach Malachi Williams, representing for New Media Today, USA. Boxing and peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Come on.